They searched for her for 6 long months. Posters faded on telephone poles. Her mother's voice cracked on every news broadcast. The whole town joined the search. But all along, she was closer than anyone imagined, hidden in plain sight. Behind the smile of a man they trusted most, Daniel Cole, the quiet butcher of Crestwood. Daniel wasn't the kind of man anyone suspected of darkness. He opened his small butcher shop at dawn, cleaned the sidewalk every morning, and offered free cuts of meat to struggling families. He remembered birthdays, donated to the church, and even helped the police organize town cookouts. To the townspeople, he was kindness made human. He lived alone, but no one questioned it. They said he just likes his peace. Yet behind those calm eyes and gentle voice, something was watching, calculating. Late at night, the lights in his shop stayed on long after everyone went home. If anyone passed by, they'd hear faint humming, the same hymn he sang every Sunday in church. But in that quiet melody was a rhythm of obsession. It began with Clara James, a 17-year-old high school student who vanished after a shift at the bakery. Her bicycle was found near the market, just across from Daniel's shop. Police searched the nearby woods, questioned drifters, even drained the old quarry. Nothing. Weeks turned into months. Her photo hung in every store window. Daniel himself donated sandwiches to the search team. When the police stopped by his shop for lunch, he'd ask about the investigation. Always concerned, always calm. He even helped organize a candlelight vigil for her. To everyone, he was the symbol of community. But something about his perfect composure didn't sit right with Detective Mara Lewis. It started with a call from a delivery driver. He claimed that every time he dropped off supplies, the back room smelled strange. Not rotten, something colder, metallic, unnatural. When he mentioned it to Daniel, the butcher simply smiled and said, "Old pipes. I'm fixing them soon." Detective Lewis decided to visit. She walked through the front door one rainy afternoon, the bell above the frame jingling softly. Daniel greeted her warmly, wiping his hands on a clean white apron. "Detective," he said, "what can I get you? Ribeye? Sirloin?" She smiled politely but scanned the room. Everything was spotless, almost too spotless. No fingerprints, no clutter, no trace of daily chaos. Just perfect order. When she asked about the missing girl, his eyes softened. "Terrible thing," he said. "I pray for her every night." But when she left, she caught sight of something behind the freezer door, a small tag that read J14. It could have meant nothing, but that number would later unravel the entire town's sanity. Weeks later, after a string of anonymous tips and inconsistencies in Daniel's supply records, the police obtained a warrant. It was past midnight when they entered his house, a small, unassuming cottage behind the shop. Inside, they found neat rows of notebooks. Each page contained names, dates, and strange notes. Perfection achieved, still searching, flaw detected. His handwriting was beautiful, almost artistic. Downstairs in the cellar, officers discovered a locked room. The smell hit them before they opened it, cold, sterile, heavy. What they found inside changed Crestwood forever. There was no blood, no chaos, just a terrible stillness, as if time had been paused mid-breath. And there, lined against the wall, were shelves filled with small boxes, each labeled with initials. Each one held a tape. The tapes were unlike anything the investigators had ever seen. Each one documented a dinner table, a single candle, a person sitting across from Daniel. They talked, they laughed, they ate. Nothing violent, nothing overt. But as each tape ended, the subject would grow silent, staring ahead as if seeing something unimaginable. Then the footage would cut to black. Every tape was marked with a name and date. Clara's was among them. The label? J14. When Detective Lewis played it, she noticed something chilling. On the wall behind Daniel's chair was a single phrase written in red ink. "Perfection lies in what we consume." News spread like wildfire. Reporters flooded Crestwood. Neighbors sobbed, insisting he was such a nice man. The church bells rang in mourning. The butcher shop was sealed forever. Daniel was nowhere to be found. When police searched the surrounding forests, they found his car near the river, door open, engine cold. Inside, one final note rested on the passenger seat. "I only feed people what they crave most, themselves. He was never seen again. Years passed. The butcher shop decayed, overrun by weeds. But locals say that sometimes, late at night, a faint light flickers inside. A shadow moves across the window, a man humming that same gentle hymn. And the air smells faintly of smoke and steel.